Google Forms allows you to create a digital survey or quiz, and you can customize these to suit the theme of the survey that's being conducted. So up here, we can customize the theme. We can choose different fonts, choose different images, or even just change the color scheme. And then we're able to create and add questions to support the information that we're trying to glean from our survey. Or it could just be something as simple as creating a maths quiz. So when then adding the question, we're then able to select the different types of answers that we would like to be able to get. So if we want a short answer where we're asking for open-ended questions, we can have short answers, paragraphs, checkboxes, drop-down menus, all sorts of different formats for the responders to be able to choose. So in this option, we can just add in some different options for them to be able to answer. In the bottom right of each question, we can select whether or not that question has to be answered by the responder. And then if we go over to the right-hand side, we can then add questions to our survey or quiz. We can import questions from previous Google Forms that we've created. We can add titles and descriptions to different areas, images, YouTube videos, or we can have different sections. So by adding different sections, we can also have, dependent on the previous answers, where the Google form will then go to a different section within that Google form. Now, what we're also able to do within the settings is we can make this Google form a quiz, which allows students to go on and answer the questions, and then they will get feedback on whether or not they are correct in their answers. We can change who's able to respond to our Google form. So if this is being used by the school admin team, we can change this so that it turns off the restrictions that they have to be hub users. We can limit it to one response per email address. And then from the defaults, we can collect email addresses from those responding as well. So once we've made it a quiz, if we then go back to the questions, we now get the option to add in an answer key. So by selecting the answer key, I can select the correct answer and then click done. That means that when the Google form is completed, all other three answers will be answered as incorrectly, and then they will score 1 point, which is noted here, for getting the correct answer to number 4. So if we want to see what our Google form looks like, we can then see that we've got our different questions. We can select our answers and then submit them. We can view our score, and then we can see that we got the first question correct, and then we didn't complete the second one, so we got that one incorrect. If we go back to the form now, we can see that we have our responses, and we've got our responses come in as a summary. We can see those responses as questions or as individual responses. So the first question would more than likely be that you are collecting in your student's name. And then we can also export all this information to a Google Sheet, or we can link it to one that we already have in place. Now, once again, if it's a school admin team that are using Google Forms, they may want to be notified each time that there is a new response to that form. For example, if you've got Google Forms as holiday requests, it may be that the school office wants to be notified each time that form is completed and not have to go in and look to see whether or not there's been any new requests over a given time period.